Hi, my name's Chris Jolly. I'm the Creative Consultant in Education for Samek Music. I'm here today to talk to you about melody and ways that we can create melody through improvisation within your warm-up. I'm going to cross over here as well into ways that we can compose. So I'm going to show you examples of what I do to create different tunes and different melodies using this technique. First thing that we're going to do is add a little bit of freedom in the way that we play our scales. So we're not going to play them in a specific rhythm, we're going to make a rhythm up. Now you can see this 4-bar phrase that's on the screen now starts with a crotchet G and we finish with a semi-breve G on the 4th bar. Now the important thing of this exercise is we're going to improvise playing a G major scale from the bottom note to the top note, but we must make sure that we fit it within this 4-bar phrase. We're going to do this exercise with a metronome so we know exactly where we're up to. I'm going to set the metronome going at 100 beats per minute. I'm just going to improvise a G major scale using this 4-bar chunk. I'll count myself in so you know where we're up to. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was improvising using a G major scale from the bottom G up to the top G and making up my own rhythms as I was going along. The important thing there is to know exactly where I'm up to. I'm not just doing this randomly, I'm doing it within that 4-bar phrase. Now I have created another PDF that goes alongside this video. It just includes a few exercises, very much in the same way as the one that I've just given you an example of there. I've taken it a few steps further in that PDF and we've extended it into slightly different scales and over different ranges as well. But it follows a very, very similar model. The next part of this video, there'll be nothing that's written down. It's a lot more free and it's a lot more about interacting with a sound world. When I talk about improvisation in this video, I'm not talking about it in the jazz sense. This type of improvisation is a little bit more free. What we're doing is using a sound world in a specific key and then using that scale to create tunes, create melodies. A lot of the time in this, I'm not even thinking specifically about rhythms. It really is just a way of hearing different notes of that scale and putting them together in a way that does create new melodies. That I do is create a sound world, and the way that I've done that in this example is use Logic. I've just found a nice synth sound and just created some different harmonies using a MIDI keyboard and inputting that track. Once I've created that track, it's just a case of playing along with it. I'll use the scale that best fits that sound world that I've created. Now this sound world could just be a single note, which offers then a little bit more flexibility in what kind of sounds that I can play with it. In this example, I have been quite specific, so the track that I created is definitely in F major, concert F major. So when I'm playing it along on my tenor, I'm obviously playing it in G major. At this point, I'm going to point you in the direction of another one of my YouTube videos called Reflections. I used the same technique as I'm talking about here. I had a drone going all the way through, so just a single note sustained all the way through that track. have been developed before it got to that stage, but I will have improvised over that sound, found these melodies. I was also using a loop station in that, which is another great tool for building melodies and finding and creating new harmonies. As I've mentioned a little bit earlier on, I have created a PDF that goes alongside this. It just goes into things in a little bit more detail, takes that first exercise a little bit further. I've given you a few more examples, and it also highlights a few things that you can think about when it comes to improvising over these sound worlds, as I've just demonstrated in this video. So I hope you have loads of fun with this. That's the whole idea of this improvisation, or creating new melodies using these tracks. Now I understand that you might not have the equipment to be able to create your own tracks like this, so what I've done, the example that you heard in this video here, I've created a track in every single key and put those tracks on my website. So if you wanted to have a go at this yourself, a good way to get you going, visit my website, chrisjolly.com, and it will be in the teaching area in there. I'll drop all them tracks in there. You should be able to play along with them yourself. So thank you very much, and see you again next time.